Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hello and very good morning to all of you. I hope you are safe and sound. Welcome to Melly's Telegram classes. This is the grammar lesson for advanced level. In this lesson today, we're going to talk about the phrasal verbs. Let's get started. A phrasal verb is the combination of a verb and one or two particles. Whenever we've got a verb and with the verb we have a particle. A particle means a preposition or an adverb. Both of them are known as a phrasal verb. Remember one thing about phrasal verbs. A phrasal verb always gives a special meaning. It has a different meaning from the individual meanings of the words that are in the phrasal verb. So let's have some phrasal verbs here. Number one, look after. Now we've got a verb here that is look, and after that we have after, that's a preposition. Now both of them give a special meaning, so they mean to take care of someone. That's why we call it a phrasal verb. So here the phrasal verb is not look or it's not after, it's both of them. Turn down. We've got a verb and a particle. So that's to reject. Give up. Verb and a particle. It means to quit. Go over. Verb and a particle. It means to review. Look down upon. Now here we have got two particles. We've got the verb and two particles. It means to consider inferior or to consider lower to yourself, someone. Now, let's talk about the kinds or types of phrasal verb. So basically, we have got two kinds of phrasal verb. The first one is separable phrasal verb and the second one is inseparable phrasal verb. So let's talk about them in details. Number one, separable phrasal verbs. So what are they? The phrasal verbs which can be separated by a noun or pronoun object are called separable phrasal verbs. Separable is taken from the word separate. It means to set off. Whenever we can use something, that something means a noun or a pronoun, between the verb and the particle in a phrasal verb, that sort of phrasal verb is called separable phrasal verb. For example, she turned on the light. In this sentence, the phrasal verb is turned on. You can say the same sentence like this. She turned and used the noun between the verb and the particle of the phrasal verb. Say, she turned the light on. And the meaning is still correct and the same. This type of phrasal verb is called separable phrasal verb. It means you can separate it. She cheers up her mother. Now here, the phrasal verb is cheer up. It means to make someone happy. You can also say the same sentence like this. She cheers her mother up. You're using the noun object between the verb and the particle. Remember, if the object of a phrasal verb is a noun, the separation is optional. Whenever there is a separable phrasal verb and the object of that phrasal verb is a noun, that separation is optional. It means if you do the separation or not, it's okay. Like in this sentence, she turned on the light. You can say she turned the light on or she turned on the light. Both of them have the same and correct meaning. But remember, if we have a pronoun as the object, then in that case, separation is compulsory. For example, if I say she turned on it instead of the light, I use a pronoun, that's wrong. You have to do separation here. You have to say she turned it on. Or in this sentence, if I say she cheers up her, I don't want to use mother, that's wrong. You have to say she cheers her up. Now, let's talk about the second type, inseparable phrasal verbs. The phrasal verbs which cannot be separated by a noun or pronoun object are known as inseparable phrasal verbs. So they are the opposite of separable phrasal verbs. You cannot use a noun or pronoun object between the verb and the particle in an inseparable phrasal verb. If you use it, the meaning will be incorrect. For example, everyone must get off the plane now. Now in this sentence, the phrasal verb is get off and the object is the plane. It's an inseparable phrasal verb. It means you cannot use the plane between the verb and the particle. You cannot say, everyone must get the plane off now. That's wrong. She got on the train so easily. You cannot say she got the train on so easily. She backs out of the deal now. You cannot separate it. Now let's have an oral exercise. Choose the correct answer. Let me do the first one. Jane has agreed to look my baby when I'm gone. So what is correct? To look after, to look at, to look for. To look at, no. To look for, no. To look after is correct. Good luck with the rest of them. Alright, so let me discuss the answers. Number 2. I ran across an old friend of mine yesterday. It means I met him. I met him accidentally. I look forward to hearing from you. There are 3 more sentences. So, here are the correct answers. Number 4. Quiet. My father is asleep. Don't wake him up. 5. Hey. Your son took my daughter's toy. Tell him to give it back to her. And the last one, in Kabul, people take their shoes off when they enter a home. This concludes our session for today. Do not forget there is an exercise on the same video. Remember, this was just a short version of our today's lesson. The same lesson is taught in complete details in our regular classes. Thank you very much.